Avoid these dumb backhand mistakes. How you can master the pickleball backhand revealed. In pickleball, the forehand typically outshines the backhand. One of the advantages of pickleball is that it's much easier to run around to your backhand than it is in other racket sports. The main reason for this is the court's compact size. With only a couple of quick steps, you can be ripping a forehand that still be a good position for the next stroke. But sometimes, well, you really do need to hit a backhand. You can up against a server who has pinpoint accuracy, meaning you can consistently find your backhand. And if you try to return their serve with your forehand, well, you'll be completely out of position. Just like any other stroke in pickleball, if your backhand is weak, it'll become increasingly obvious as you progress through the levels of play. In this video, we cover some of the key elements you must master in order to develop a strong and reliable backhand that can't be easily picked on. Hello and welcome to Pro Pickleball Media, your number one spot for all pickleball content. Our channel is dedicated to the fastest growing sport in the US, and we cover all fun and exciting things related to pickleball. So if you love pickleball and want to learn more about it, well, just take a second to subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss any of our recent videos. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where we will reveal key tips and tricks to increase your backhand slide success. Now let's get right into the video. Generally speaking, most people's backhands aren't as strong as their forehands. They frequently waste time circling the area. A short-term remedy that can help you win a point or a game, but isn't sustainable in the long run. When the basics are off, the consequences can be a weak or off-target backhand shot. Your grip, stance, and footwork should be the first things you examine. Repairing those areas should allow you to strike the ball more precisely, where you want it to go and with more force. Too often, a lack of practice is to blame for a player's shaky backhand. It's typical practice for pickleball players to run around their backhands before swinging at the ball in order to hit a forehand shot instead. Because of this, these pickleball players won't get much practice in hitting a backhand stroke. Using your feet, your agility, and your movement to set up a forehand shot is a common tactic. However, this isn't always achievable, especially if you're working on honing your skills and enhancing your performance. Then you should work on your backhand shots. You'd be surprised at how simple it is to improve your backhand if you already know how to hit a strong forehand shot. If you want to improve your backhand shots, keep it simple, compact, and use these basic mechanics. Start from your ready position. After each time you hit the pickleball, you must immediately return to the ready position. The ready position is where you should begin each strike you play in pickleball. Keep in mind that you should have your paddle in front of you with your arms extended, your knees bent, and your weight distributed evenly between the balls of your feet. Make sure that you have the right grip on your pickleball paddle, as this will enable you to hit both forehands and backhands without having to adjust how you hold the paddle. In addition, if you're hitting a backhand drive, you should try to keep your feet in a semi-open position, rather than stepping across your body or in a closed position. That is, in a position that is perpendicular to the pickleball net. When you strike your backhand drive, this will allow you to quickly return to the correct ready position and get ready for the next shot. You should always strive to be in a square position when playing pickleball. Now before we move on, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep bringing more informative pickleball content to you. Your little contribution means a lot for us. Rotate your body and pull the paddle back together. To begin preparing for your backhand shot, do the following in unison. A. Rotate your body slightly towards your non-paddle side, and B. Pull your paddle head back by your non-paddle side waist. This will help you get into position for your backhand shot. Move your feet. Adjust the location of your feet so that you may strike the pickleball at a constant contact point. This will require you to move your feet. Your contact point will be out in front of your body, towards the side of your body that you won't be paddling on. Be careful to not let your feet get you lazy. You will need to move your feet so that the pickleball is slightly off to the right that you are not paddling on in order for you to be able to strike the pickleball that is in front of you. Keep in mind that you should maintain the same rotating body position while moving your feet and should also pull back your paddle. Find contact point. Utilizing your paddle, locate the point of contact. Once more, the contact point will be out in front of you on the side of your boat that you're not paddling. Put your legs and your stomach to work to generate power. It's important to remember to maintain an athletic stance throughout the entirety of the shot, keeping both your legs and your core engaged. Hit forward and through the pickleball and finish. When you make contact with the pickleball, you should hit ahead and through it. Do not halt your paddle swing at the point of contact. Rather, finish your swing through the pickleball. Your finish is quite significant because it has the potential to determine exactly where the pickleball will go and whether or not your shot will have sufficient power. Do not swivel your body excessively or flip your wrist upon contact. Doing either of these things can send your backhand shot flying in the opposite direction or where you want the pickleball to travel. Also, in order to keep your backhand shots low, it's essential that you hit through the pickleball with only a tiny lift. This is the only way to do this. If you finish with an excessive amount of lift, it'll be obvious in your backhand shots since the shots will be struck with an excessive amount of height. In order to hit a great backhand slice, there are a few crucial components that you need to make sure you execute. And now we'll go through these components with you. This particular shot can be a slice from the baseline, a ground stroke hit in the middle of the court, or a return to serve. You will discover that many people will attempt to serve to you backhand because, generally speaking, that is the side that is weaker for the majority of players. You'll be able to improve that part of your game and develop a shot that will help you defend that side of the court while also making things challenging for your opponent, since the action you put on the ball will be difficult for them to control as a result of the knowledge offered here. A slice will stay low and skid off the court, which will make it difficult for your opponents to make their third strokes. You need to get into a low ready position as soon as possible after you've done everything else. You want to be in a position where you're squared up to the player who is hitting the ball against you. When you see the ball approaching your backhand, you need to make a snap decision about whether you'll hit, or a drive, or a slice. After you've decided you'll be taking a slice, you should begin by rotating your shoulders such that your body's positioned so that it's perpendicular to the net. Bring your paddle up to nearly the same level as your ear or head as you turn your shoulder. When you bring the paddle back, have a preparation with the paddle that is somewhat open. To assist you in properly setting the paddle, cradle it in your dominant hand while balancing it in your non-dominant hand. After you've turned and positioned yourself, and after you've planted your back foot behind the ball, you're going to want to step in as you hit the ball and shift your weight onto your front leg. This will allow you to make a clean contact with the ball. Maintain your equilibrium throughout the entirety of the shot, and even as your forward momentum carries you into the slice, continue to keep your equilibrium. Additionally, it is of the utmost significance to ensure that you get set up early enough so that you can get behind the ball and are stepping in while keeping the contact point out in front of your body. This is a very critical phase. It's impossible to place enough emphasis on making contact out in front. It's essential that this be done correctly each and every time. In addition, make careful to keep the face of your paddle stable as you come into touch with the ball, while you are in contact with the ball, and while you're following through. Don't act like a slacker, in spite of the fact that many people believe they are witnessing a cut or a slap. When they watch a full-speed slicing motion hit by a pro, the motion in question is actually a slice. There's a very little use of the wrist in this activity. The arm and the body are moving out front from the shoulder. The arm will be somewhat straight upon contact, and then it will finish forward, followed by a motion across the body that goes from high to low, and then it will finish up again. The backhand strokes are not something that can be learned overnight. It's essential to practice your backhand shots, whether you do so by drilling purposely or by intentionally hitting your backhand while you're playing a game. If you practice your backhand consistently and with patience, you might find that it becomes your go-to shot in the long run. So, what shot is better, your pickleball backhand or forehand? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow picklers. Also, if you love pickleball, then make sure to watch this next video on our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.